What is going on, friends, family, and fellow resellers? I'm Tom the Queen City Picker, and I want to welcome you to episode 11 of Let's Talk About It. And tonight we're going to be talking about yard sales, both as a buyer and as a seller. And so if you got questions, put it in the chat. If you got comments, put it in the chat. If you want to come on the panel, feel free to do so. I'll give you the link. How are you? How have you been today? We got all these Valeries in the chat. How have you been today, Deb?
I've been pretty good today, Tom.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
How about you?
I've been good. I've got a few things done. Hadn't got no listing done.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God, who was that?
The voice of reason.
But I plan on doing that tomorrow.
So how has your day been, Tara?
Just regular. I took some pictures. I got to finish listing them. We got this house that we're training somebody to take care of, and now there's a whole bunch of stuff wrong there, so Jim's freaking out about that. So he's over there working on that tonight because I think we got when's Memorial Day weekend? Is it next weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah, next weekend, not this one.
Yeah, so we got 5 days to get this thing wrapped up before they come up. Anyway, it's a big mess right now.
Hey, hello, good evening, The Truth, also known as David, I believe, and Truth 72, which is Liz. Is that correct?
Yeah, that would be Liz.
Well, I'm good. I'm learning.
Let me see if I can bring up the chat.
Hey, Mike. So you haven't got much listing or any of that kind of stuff done today, Tara?
No, but I did take all my pictures, so I'll list them tonight.
Okay.
I'm sitting here next to a pile of stuff, and I'm probably going to be talking and while I'm listing crap.
Okay.
Valuable merchandise.
Valuable merchandise.
No.
Is Jim still over at the house working?
Yeah, he went back over there.
Oh God.
See, the heat, we drained the house's water. I won't get into it. We drained the house's water. The heat went out this winter, so she froze hard. So some pipes sprung, and now he found a pipe that's sprung that's in the wall. So he's got to cut open the wall in order to get to it and hopefully get it fixed. And this is just in the downstairs level. He hasn't even turned up on the water in the 2 upstairs levels. So he's like, oh my God, there's going to be 5 or 6 of these or whatever. And it's just, we got a lot of stuff going on. It's not really something we really want to deal with. Anyway.
How much longer are y'all going to have to mess with that until you get...
We're training the person right now, but obviously to teach the person how to turn the water on, we have to have all the pipes fixed that are leaking. Anyway, so no, this is it. I mean, we're helping this spring, and Jim's we already told the owners we're done, and we're training this other guy, but I think we're going to tell him just to have a regular plumber come in and winterize that house and drain it, because the heat goes off every year. And the heating guy, we've been trying to get him to work on it since October, but why does he wait until 10 days before they come up before he finally gets around to working on fixing it? I have no idea. I mean, he's a very nice guy, but he drives me nuts with this. Anyway. So.
Well, I know you won't miss that once you get moved to...
No, I told Jim, I said the old house had to give you one last goodbye hurrah,
Well, I hate that it's come down to the end, and now you've got to do all this work.
Well, it is what it is. So,
how's your sales been?
I think they were pretty good today. I haven't even really looked today. The weekend was really well. Friday and Saturday were really good. Then
Really?
Sunday had a slump, and then Monday was on fire. I mean, it was crazy on Monday. I don't know if there just was a lot of people using eBay that day, but it was just like everything was selling on Monday. It was nuts. Anyway, so I'm pretty, and actually, so let's see, Monday was really good. Then Tuesday slid down, but then yesterday and today were, I think, pretty good.
Well, good. I'm glad to
I
hear
can't
that.
complain too much. I'll try, but I can't complain.
Now, when you actually make the move, are you just going to extend your handling time to allow
I'll
for you
probably
to,
take my store down there for maybe like a week or 2 weeks, you know,
right?
and then while I get that shift down to set up inventory and stuff like that. I gotta get internet down there yet. I'll probably do that here in June. I want to take these 3 horses down in June, like around Brandon gets out of school the 6th. I want to try to have those horses down there, like let's say somewhere between the 8th to the 11th or 12th. I want to get rid of those 3 horses. I'm gonna stay down there probably for about 8 days. I want to get some stuff set up for my 4 horses, and then come home and bring those horses down.
So
But
the three horses are your girlfriend's horses or something?
yeah, yep. But I want to get them down there, so it's coming closer.
You know, you've only got what, 2 months, two
I
and a
got
half
till the
months.
end of I got the end I got the, till the end of July, but I don't really want to be here all the way to end of July if I can help it. At least with my stuff, but I do have that long in our contract.
Right. Well, let's go ahead and get started since I guess this is it. Yard sales, the good, the bad, the ugly. I don't. When I go to a yard sale, I look, and if something catches my eye, I'll buy it, and if it's not too expensive, and then just hope that it does good. Or if I see something that I know other people have been selling and they've sold, you know, that item is sold, then I'll buy it. But I really don't have a rhyme or reason, and I was just wondering what other people's process for buying at yard sales were. So, Deb, what do you do?
I do the same thing. I like some people sit there and take their phone out and go and scan things. I just can't do that. And I'll actually look I'll actually look things over. And then if it's a garage sale that's close or yard sale that's close by, I'll also go there a little later in the day. See if I can get stuff even cheaper. See what's left. And I always look through their free box. See if there's stuff there.
Well, we never have free boxes around here. Unless
We
I'm
get
having a yard sale and it's my free shit that I'm giving away.
them occasionally.
So you don't want you so things just don't jump out at you with halos and, you know, auras about them.
Oh no, they do. I just go with my gut feeling with buying stuff. Sometimes it's wrong.
Tar, do y'all do much yard sailing?
If I happen to be like driving, we don't, you know, like some people have like that yard sale app and they go and make a trail, and
Right.
Yeah, that's what I do.
we don't have like a lot of, I'm kind of in a rural area, very spread apart, and we don't get like a ton of yard sales like clumped up like that. Like we'll have like a lot of yard sales, like let's say Memorial Day weekend, but part of the problem up here is I would say 80% of those yard sales are resellers because I live in a tourist community. Everybody's trying to hook the tourists, you know,
Right.
while they're up here to come and buy, you know, their stuff or antiques and stuff like that. So when you walk in on these yard sales, I mean, they're set up like little mini antique stores or something, you know, they know exactly what the stuff is worth. So it's hard to, I would much rather go to an auction. Now, I've gone to yard sales. If I'm like, oh, that one looks interesting, I'll go check it out. You never know, I'm right by it. So I don't do like the whole app thing and map out a route or that because I just don't have very great yard sales in this area, really.
I believe it's Resale Rabbit. I believe that's who it is. That has a video. He's up in Wisconsin. Is that resale?
Yeah, he's like in Green Bay area, which would be
Yeah.
like 3.5 hours south of me.
Cindy just posted. Cindy just came in and she said, "Hi everybody. Tom needs at least one more sub. He's at 666." Yeah,
Oh my god.
Deb and I were just talking about that.
Ansley put that in the chat and she like circled it in our messenger chat.
But he has this one video and he is gone like all day long. And he's got that app that you're talking about where he can actually, it prints out a map and it prints out the addresses. And he apparently got some good stuff off of it, but he spent the whole day driving all over the Wisconsin area that he's.
Well, you'd be in a better area than that because you have like Green Bay down there, and then you have all those towns around it.
Right.
So maybe there it would be worth it. The area I'm in, not really. I'd rather honestly, I would really rather go to an auction, sit at an auction all day, than drive around in my car all day from Rummagedale to Rummagedale. But that's just me. Anyway.
My brother lives in. I have a couple of brothers in Florida, but the one he came up here to visit last year, and he loves garage sales. And he's like, "Oh, I want to go to some garage sales this weekend, Deb." So I said, "Oh, okay." So I go and I whip out the Garage Sailor app, and he goes, "What are you doing?" And I said, "It's a Garage Sailor app." He goes, "No way." He's hooked on it. So we ended up going, we got up, it was around like 7:30, we got breakfast, and then like from 8 to 11, we must have done like 20 some odd garage sales. We just drove, he stops and he's very quick. He looks through everything. But the first house that we went to, we pull up and he goes, he starts picking stuff because he knows I'm a reseller. He goes, "Deb, what do you think this would make for you?" I'm like, "No, shh."
Yeah, keep it on the down low.
Yeah. It's like, you're not supposed to say that.
I don't care, I guess, if they know I'm a reseller, but I try not to walk around announcing it like, "I'm a reseller. I'm going to make money off this stuff you're selling today." You know.
I forgot what shirt I had on. When I just grabbed one of my shirts and I put it on, and it said, "My thrifting is on fleek." And some lady actually liked the shirt, and I was like, "Oh, I probably shouldn't have worn that."
The thing about Resale Rabbit, he went to this one area, and he would park in the road, and he would walk. God, he must have to walk a couple of hundred or so feet up to the house just to find out everything is nothing but baby stuff, which he's not interested in, and then turn around and walk all the way back out to the road because they were these big. I would say call them estates. You know, they're not mansions, but they're like big tracts of land and with nice houses on them and whatnot. And I'm thinking to myself, dude, you get an exercise and you're burning up a lot of time. Walking back and forth from these roads. And then finally he got into an area which was more subdivisions, normal size subdivisions, you know, where the houses sit on the road, basically.
Liz says my 8-year-old does that. "Mom, are you getting that for eBay?" She's like, "Shut
my
it,
son would do that too. I'm like, just be quiet. Anyway.
Hey, Kathy.
Hello, how are y'all?
Hey guys.
I got Marcel here with me too.
Oh, hey, Marcel.
Hi, everybody.
Kathy, do you and Marcel do going to a lot of yard sales for purchasing, or do you pretty much just do the storage units and auction type thing?
No, we do yard sales too. We haven't done a lot this year because we've had other stuff that came up. You know, life, that thing that happens.
Right.
But,
right.
Yeah, but we usually go to a lot of yard sales and find some good items too.
Right. Do y'all have a certain thing? I mean, do y'all have in mind things that you're looking for, or just how do you make your purchases? Let's put it that way.
I guess we listen. Well, I guess a lot of ours is listen to some people that it's seasoned people. You know, like Tara has made mention of some pottery, Nikki has made mention of pottery. And you just kind of keep that in the back of your head of certain things that people mention to you. And you just kind of, you keep that and just kind of look for certain things and certain things that you know that would sell pretty good. And you just we keep our phones out. We look stuff up. I mean, we ain't shy about it. If someone asks us, we tell them. I mean, you're having a yard sale. You know, this is your choice, not, you know, and I choose to sell it online. So,
Right.
I mean, that's just how we do it. You know, research. Marcel, how do you do it? That's how I do it.
Kind of the same way because we're together. So, yeah.
Oh, I will say the great thing about the phone is, I mean, it doesn't always find you a home run, but it does keep you from buying some bad buys where maybe you thought, oh, this looks interesting and it's priced right. This would probably do good. You look it up, you're like, no.
Yeah. And that's exactly it, too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the good thing about having basically a computer at your hand right there when you're out yard selling. Now, back in the day, you probably could have done it that way.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it was more, you had to learn that and carry that with you. But now you have so much to you.
You had to look up in the paper all the garage sales. We used to have a little small paper called the Penny Saver, and they would have the garage sales in, and then you got to sit there and go on MapQuest and see where you're going.
Yeah. And, you know, it's different these days, but I mean, with us, we divide and conquer. You know, a lot of times he'll go one way, I'll go the other, you know, and either if he missed something, I'm going to catch it. So it's kind of, that it's good having a duo. If you have someone to do it with you, it's 10 times better. I think you find a lot more.
You have different product knowledge too.
Yeah.
There's stuff that Jim has a lot better product knowledge than I do, or vice versa. You know.
Yeah, Marcel's the same way. Yeah, I agree with that there for sure.
I went to one. I stopped by one last weekend, and they had little pieces of paper where they had printed out eBay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get those too.
Yeah.
And I said, you know, I looked at one thing that I did want, and I wanted it for myself. And I said, is there any negotiation on this? And she said, that's what the eBay price is. You can go to eBay and buy it for the same price. And I said, okay, well, if we're going to do eBay price, I said, first we need to knock off some shipping, and we need to knock off some fees. And I said, that's going to be, because it was heavy.
Yeah.
I said, that's probably going to be about 3/4 of what you're asking for it. And then she said, what are you talking about? I said, well, because I sell on eBay, and, you know, you're doing a shipping included price.
Oh.
And I said, so you're going to have to, you know, you need to allow for shipping, and you need to allow for the fees that's incurred in it.
Yep.
She's like, really? And I said, yeah. And she said, well, somebody will pay it. I'm like, okay, I won't.
And usually they're not even pulling up comps. It's what other people have it listed for, which is sometimes even higher.
Yeah.
I asked her if these were the sold prices, or whether they were, just the listed price. And she says, I don't know. So they had to be just a listing.
Yeah.
Liz says, and don't forget the 30-day return policy.
Yeah. And the 60-day PayPal return policy that they'll allow you to do that too. So there's, you know, that's a good one. Yeah, I've had a guy do that to me before too. We walked up to it, and the guy tried to tell his friend, oh, that's worth a whole bunch of money on eBay. I said, you plan on packing, shipping, taking care of the fees, you know, taking it to the post office and doing pictures and posting in it and finding all the keywords. He's like, and I was like, yeah, you want $10 for this? He goes, I'll take it. And you shut up over there.
You know, it's well, I was talking to her, and this guy was looking around too, and apparently he was a reseller too, because as I was walking down the driveway, he said, that's a hell of a note, isn't it? I said, yeah. He said, hi, Barra Boy. He said, that's a hell of a note. He said, they're expecting eBay prices, but they don't allow for what it's going to cost them to sell it. And he said that thing that you were looking at, which was what it was it was like a microwave cart type deal.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, for that kind of money, they should have delivered it to your house. I didn't think about that.
That's insane.
But when I rode by there later and just looked, and it was, it looked like most of their stuff was still there.
Yeah.
Unless somebody was actually just wanting that for themselves.
Oh, we went to one, and they had put these, I forgot what it was, up underneath the table. I look underneath the table all the time because I know there's got to be something up here hiding. I pulled it out. The old man come running out there. Oh, no, you don't have enough money to have that.
Oh, there's a couple of paintings.
Yeah. And I looked at Marcel. I said, yeah, bye.
Yeah.
I turned around and walked away.
Yeah, that's a good way to lose a sale.
I was like, oh my God. The granddaughter was like, she had a fit. She come out and apologized. And she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was like, no, it's okay. I got to go by. I'm good.
When you're selling stuff, you need to be careful what you're saying.
Yeah.
My dad has this friend, and his wife wanted, and Mr. P he's a farmer, or he's passed away, but he was a farmer, rancher. He had like 2,000 cows on his 1,000-acre farm, and he had all kinds of money. And his wife got sick, and she had cancer, and she recovered from it after all the treatment. He said, I want to buy you something that you've always wanted. What have you always wanted? And she said, I want a Mercedes. And he said, no problem. He drove his 1984 Ford pickup truck up to the Mercedes dealership up here in Charlotte and said, he walked around on the lot. Nobody ever came out to see him. He found one that he liked. He walked in. He says, I want to talk about that Mercedes out there. And this guy said, can you afford it? And Mr. P said, can I have your business card? And he said, sure. And he handed him his business card, which was a bad mistake. And then he drove all the way to Columbia to the dealership down there. And his whole, it's still dressed the same way, still dressed, driving his 1984 Ford pickup truck. He walked in the lot, or the dealership, and he told him what he was looking for. Did they have one? How fast could they have it ready? Because all he had to do was walk next door to the, well, back then it was, what was it before Wells Fargo? It was Wachovia. He said, all I got to do is walk over to Wachovia and get you a check.
Okay.
And then about an hour and a half later, he was sitting back in Charlotte at the Mercedes dealership, driving that Mercedes. Walked in to ask to speak to the sales manager and said, I came in here looking for a car. And this guy said, can I afford it? And he said, well, by God, I can, because there's one I just bought out front sitting from Columbia.
Oh.
So you always got to be careful what you say to people, because junk at a yard sale is entirely different, but you don't know when that person's got a pocket full of cash and he wants to buy a lot of your stuff.
That's right. Or all of your stuff.
Yeah, or all of your stuff.
And when we have our yard sales, we have people that come up and they pull their phones out. We just laugh because we know what they're doing, but they kind of be all secretive and stuff. I'm like, yeah. We'll go up to them and we'll say, hey, look, go ahead and scan that. We don't care. We know what,
We'll work a deal out with it.
We'll work a deal. If you find more than one that you like that you want to buy, let me know. I'll sell it to you.
Yeah. But you're also not going to say, oh, yeah, don't worry. We sell online, and this is stuff that ain't worth us selling online.
Yeah.
You're not gonna
I don't want to tell them that.
Well, I sold 2 boxes. The last yard sale I had, I sold 2 boxes of books. And I think I got 10 cents a piece for them, so I think I got like $8 for the 2 boxes. They didn't sell for anything on eBay, and they did not sell anything on Amazon. But these people were, what do they call them, penny sellers, like they're 99-cent sellers on Amazon or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was glad to let them go because I didn't have to pick them up and take them to Goodwill because that's where that stuff was going to go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We have that rule. We touch it 3 times. After 3 times, it's out.
Yard sale is usually the last place it goes.
I went to one yard sale. It was last summer, and I might have told the story before. There was one of those. You've seen them. They're like wagons that you see a lot of people at the beach with them. They've got big tires on them.
Uh-huh.
2 tires and a regular like kids wagon, and they usually have the little boarded rail around it and whatnot. And they go for $60 to $100 depending on where you're shopping at. And I was walking up, and as I was walking up this driveway, I saw one sitting to the side, and I was going to ask the guy that was having the yard sale, is that for sale, or was because it had other stuff in it. And I was asking if it was for sale or is he just using it to hold his other crap. And this guy walked up to him and he said, how much you want for that wagon? And he said, $30. And the thing looked brand new. And he said, $30? That's just too much. I'll give you 10 for it. And my neighbor was looking for one. And I walked up and I said, if you're not going to buy it if you're not going to buy that, I'll buy it. And I had $30 in my hand. And he said, well, I guess I'll have to buy it then.
Oh,
Because it was worth $30. It looked like it was brand new, and I wanted it, and I was willing to pay the $30.
yeah.
And because sometimes you got to look at, maybe you pay up a little bit more for something that you need yourself.
Yeah.
And you better go ahead and get it while you can, because you might not find it at a comparable price.
Yeah,
Right,
again.
exactly.
We've had that happen before. Pay up just a little bit more, but it was something for ourselves.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Like
you're
a
still
business.
paying under retail for it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Never pay
Absolutely.
retail again. I'll never do that. But
Yeah.
if it's for my business or for myself personally, yeah, I'll pay a little extra. Hell, our computer's acting funky, so if you lose us, we'll try to come back in again. And our internet was working for a while after we left. We come home, the dang thing started acting up. It's Tom's fault. I still blame you.
It's,
All your fault.
Yeah, that's probably a discussion for another day.
That's
What the hell was
all
that?
fair.
Deb and I were talking just before the show started about, because she friended me. I mean, she subscribed to me, whether she'd show up tonight.
Oh Lord.
Oh, no.
She might, which is okay, but I think that we got some bad spirits messing with us.
Hey, Lori. I think this is the first time you've been in here.
Yeah, she's new. I welcomed her.
Um,
We're a bunch of crazy resellers.
it's
We have a good time.
yeah. So how about
Hey, Texas Val.
oh, you back?
Is
We have so many Valeries. If we get any more Valeries in this group, we're going to start. They're going to be going by Val and or by Airy. You know?
Hey, Ainsley. Your sub count dropped 2 now. What the? What?
Well, I don't care.
Bye,
I mean, I
2.
do care, but
Down
I'm
to
just
2.
it goes up and down and up and down and up and down.
I know you're getting way ahead of me, Tom.
Well, he was at 666 a few minutes ago.
I know. Well, at least you're not at the mark of the beast anymore.
I know.
Right.
Texas
Oh,
Val
she
says
does go by Val. Okay.
She goes by Val. I just like calling her Texas Valerie.
Yeah. Devin was like, I got to go out and find somebody else to subscribe to me to get it off that 666.
Oh, I know. Like, Jesus, we don't need that.
So how about yard sales? Having a yard sales. Thank you, Ataku, for the like. How do you have any specific ways you set up your yard sales? How do you label them, or do you even put prices on stuff? So
If I'm going to set up a yard sale, I always put prices on stuff because I think that people get if you don't price your stuff, they're nervous to ask you what you want for it. Because I think some of them think like you're going to want a big high number for it. So I just put it out there. I just price it. Honestly, I hate running yard sales. We used to do it. We don't do it anymore. We'd set up what we called an estate sale during like tourist times. Like in the fall of the year, we have this thing called Cranberry Fest. We would rent the Mason Hall. The downstairs has like this dining hall cafeteria, and we'd set up this estate sale. That I love running. A rummage sale or yard sale at my own property, I absolutely hate it because then I get these people come in here and you clearly mark what's for sale, and they always are over in the stuff that's not for sale, and it drives me insane.
Oh my God, yes.
That drives me totally insane. I mean, they'll be like, how much for that tractor? How much for this? And then I'll be like, well, they're not for sale because I use them around here. And then Jim's just like, I don't know, $4,000. Oh, how much for that trailer? I don't know, $8,000. Oh, this stuff's priced so high. He goes, that's because it's not for sale, and that's what it would cost me to replace it. Anyway, so I absolutely hate having a yard sale on the place I live at. I will not do it. Anyway.
We've actually had people walk. What we do is we set up. We have like we have a bunch of those big long fold up like banquet tables, those plastic ones with the metal legs. And that's what we do, and we'll do like sometimes we do dollar tables, or we'll put like the stuff in boxes and we'll mark the boxes. My brother sells vintage cameras, so he marks the separate ones. But we've had people that now we're in the driveway, so the driveway gates are open. They'll open the gate to the sidewalk to go to the front of the house, and they'll go towards the front door, and we're like, where are you going? Well, isn't there more stuff for sale inside? And it's like, no, it's a garage sale. It's right here. My mom one time got all plants. She went to one of the garden centers, and people were asking, how much for these? And they're grabbing them. We're like, no. And they weren't even by the garage sale stuff. My mom had them like on the front, the front lawn away from the driveway.
Oh yeah, I have a cement English bulldog in my front, and I've had him the boys were 6 and 7 years old, and I don't carry him everywhere. I have someone else carry him house to house.
Oh, you got a little love for the concrete statues, Kathy. I can relate. I can relate.
Out of everything in that divorce, I took that damn dog. He was mine, and I was taking him. Damn it! But they try to. Everybody go. How much is he? $2,000. You can't have him. He's mine. I will kill you.
I had that here. We did set up something once to purge some stuff out, and it's like, how much for the Ford tractor? How much for the anvil? It's not for sale. It's not, and I had it like roped off. I'd throw sheets over the top of it. It don't matter. I mean, I had him like trying to pick through my kid's sandbox. I mean, it does get some. That's why I do not like having it at the place I live. I would much rather, if I was ever going to set that up again, I would much rather set it up at a sterile, I don't live there environment than have it where I live. I just don't like that.
We've had people come up also. I mean, we get people that like come up drinking. Like they like just come out of their vehicle with a beer in their hand. We had one person come up and say, "Can we use your bathroom?" It's like, no.
Oh. I tell them I have a dog that will bite them. They can't go in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had that happen too. I was like, I don't think so.
No, sorry.
No, because sometimes, you know what though? I'm sure not everybody, but sometimes because they're getting you, they think they're ambushing you. You're off balance. They get in the house and they look around, and then they start hitting you up in your house or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, we kind of set it up just kind of simple. We had tools on one side, female stuff on the other side, and
no, it's not just female stuff. It's kids stuff. I mean, it's games. It's the kitchenware, odds and ends stuff, and then in the middle we have the DVDs.
Yeah, entertainment stuff in the middle. Tools. I mean, some big tools in the middle too.
Yeah, I mean, we price ours. I think we have some bundles of tools that we Ziploc bagged think the highest we had was 20 on those, but those were worth what we're asking on those. Those would sell. But for the most part, everything's $5 to a quarter.
Yeah.
Some hell, I've even done 10 cents, and we make it about every yard sale. We only do it one day a week, and some Saturdays. We start at 8 a.m. and we'll close about 3. We advertise on Facebook about 5 times during the day. I'll post it. I'll post it like 5 times with different pictures and in different markets. So I'm constantly doing that, and then what we do a lot of bundles. Sometimes we'll have people, I'll give them a bag and tell them to start filling the bag, and we'll name a price for the bag. But we make about anywhere between $400, maybe $500 each yard sale that we do.
Yeah.
And which is not bad for $5 to a quarter items, but most of our stuff is $1 and less.
And you get rid of a lot of inventory.
I will say for me, and this carries over. I used to do this antique flea market up here. If it ain't worth $1, I just get rid of it. Because even when I price stuff at $1, you'll have somebody, will you take 50 cents? And this is what I say. If you have exact change, because I don't carry any coin money on me. So if you don't have change, then no, I won't.
Yeah.
I will not make change. I will not. I refuse to make coin change. If it is not worth $1, I'd rather just throw it in the dumpster.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's just most of our stuff is like little kids stuff that we'll do, like the 50 cents, like little cheap little games and stuff like that.
Give it to them.
Yeah, a lot of times we give. We have
that I get. That's cool, but yeah, I mean, I'm just because you can't even when you price it $1, sometimes they can't help themselves. It's like, will you take a quarter for it?
I'm like, no.
Take 50 cents. I'll be like, well, if you have exact money, because I don't carry. And then they look at me. I'm like, I don't carry coin change. So if it ain't paper money, you better have it exact.
I usually just tell them nope.
I had a yard sale last year, and I had some stuff that was marked for like $1. I had a lot of stuff marked for $1, and I had a lot of clothes. And this lady these people would come up to me with a handful of clothes and with a couple of little dollar items, and they would go, will you take 50 cents for those? And I said, if you're buying all those clothes, you can have the things for free.
Yeah.
Because the job was, I was getting rid of it.
Yeah.
And I had a lady that had a flea market down, she had a booth in a flea market down in South Carolina, and she would come buy all of my crappy stuff from me. And I mean, she'd take a carload of stuff home for $50, and she'd turn it for like $500 at her flea market. But that's what she did for a living.
Yeah.
And then she got busted for drugs. They were using the flea market booth as a means of money laundering drug money.
Oh wow.
When I move to Kentucky, I'm not going to run any yard sales. I'll never do that. But I am thinking about, they got this thing down there. It's called the Peddler's Ball. I might actually for like bigger stuff, I'm thinking about renting a booth, and you actually get really good foot traffic through there. I think I'm about trying it out.
Huh. That'd be something new.
Yeah, I think I got a lot of, like, some antique furniture I'm going to switch out, or I don't have room for, and I'm like, you know what? I think I might just rent a booth or two in that thing and try it out.
That's not a bad idea.
Hey, Blended, glad you could come in. I'm thinking really the next time I'm going to have another one in a couple of weeks. I'm really thinking about doing it as a box sale. Stuff that's worth some money. Like, I got a bunch of wood knife blocks that are worth $5 to $10, off of a table. And then I've got a bunch of piddly stuff that's all in the same kind of family type stuff, and I want to stick them in a box and say $5.
Yeah.
Just to get rid of the stuff before I have to load it to Goodwill, or I need to find me another yard seller around here that's.
Hey, Glenn. Yeah, we've done that before too. I mean,
it's not involved in drugs. Hey, Glenn. But I've gone to yard sales around here, and I mean, we're talking expensive. You thought they were trying to go for retail.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
And we've got this one subdivision, which is really a high dollar subdivision. I mean, houses are in the $1 million, right? And they have yard sales, which I think it's ironic that people with $1 million homes.
Yeah, he reset his computer, Craig, and somehow it jacked it up.
Yeah, I've got to mess with Craig. I need to talk to you about that because this is running through OBS, and I've got to figure out how to resize my picture. But I'm a fat boy anyway, okay? Y'all being nice, you're stretched. But I'm a fat boy. They had stuff in the, like I said, this is a high dollar subdivision. And they had kids' toys for like $20, which they were Fisher Price and stuff like that. And they, Fisher Price is not cheap.
Yeah.
But I was like, ugh, this is too high. And I actually ran into a friend of mine there because his friend lives there, was living in the subdivision at the time. And he's like, are you looking to buy something? I said, man, this stuff is, this stuff is high. And he's like, yeah, the guy that lived there said, we don't want riffraff coming in here shopping. And I told him, I said, well, you might as well take the damn stuff to Goodwill and just donate it and take your, take the write-off, because the riffraff is what buys this stuff. And I'm not trying to be ugly towards anybody that buys yard sale stuff, because I like a good yard sale myself.
Hey, Maria.
But, you got to price it where you can.
Well, they're not going to never sell it. And that's just going to be it. And they're going to keep on hanging on to it and then wondering why their stuff ain't selling.
Yep.
It's it's kind of crazy how people think about their junk.
Hey, Justin.
And basically, that's what it is. Once you get to the point of wanting to sell it, it's your junk. It might be some good junk, but it's not full price junk.
Yeah. Hey, Cindy. I think when he talked about more, I know that people that have a garage sale want to make money, but I mean, but they're doing like eBay prices, and most people that go to garage sales are not looking for eBay prices or really high prices.
Yeah. Julie says you can tell who is selling because they need the money right then, and who is selling to get rid of their junk.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think that's where people get confused is they see the eBay prices and they think they can do it in a yard sale, but people are coming for a bargain, not eBay. There's feedback here somewhere. Did I?
I went to one that this lady had to be an extreme couponer, because she had all of these cleaning products and laundry products and all that kind of personal care products, and she was asking retail price. I mean, she was asking retail price for them, not $1 for a deodorant or anything like that.
Yeah.
And people were just turning around walking away.
Yeah.
And as I was walking away, I said, I don't know whether if you want to really get rid of this stuff or not. If you do, you need to cut your prices at about half. And she's like, well, I'm not doing that. Well, you just keep all of your crap then, because maybe in about 40 years, you'll need to buy some more deodorant or whatever. But a yard sale takes a lot of work.
Yeah, a lot of work.
And it's a lot of hassle. And as I have mentioned before, here in Mecklenburg County, you have to get a permit.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
And which is like, I always do it online, and they charge you a fee for you doing it online. So it's like $6 and some change for one day and you get 4 days a year that you can do yard sales. And it's $500 fine, up to $500 fine if you get caught. There's a guy up the street from here who, I don't know where he gets his crap from, but he gets some good stuff. And he said he's been fined $250 4 times over the last 3 years. And he said, you know what? I just send him a check for $250 because he says I'll make $1,000 or more a day selling my stuff.
Yeah.
Because he has a lot of stuff that's in the boxes, like the furniture you get from Walmart or Target, that's in the boxes that you assemble. He has a lot of that stuff. So I guess he's buying liquidation or pallets or whatever. But he just says, I just keep paying the fine and going on about my business.
I used to set up like those estate sale things, and I would get a lot of cheap antique furniture at auctions, and I just turn around and flip it. And I mean, we used to pull in $2,500 over 2 days, 2.5 days. We'd usually open it on a Friday and end it on a Sunday. Of course, we hit it up during a tourist time up here.
Right.
But it used to be really good.
Craig, I sent you a link if you want to come in. Yeah, it looks like up where you live at in the touristy areas.
Mm-hmm.
That save all your crap the whole year round, all through the winter, and put it out for the tourists.
Yeah.
We have a lot of what I call professional rummage sales up here.
And that's all they do?
Well, they do it during the tourist time. They set this stuff off. We had a lady. Am I the one with the echo?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I think it's Tom because I can hear it when me and you talk, but I can't hear it when Tom talks. You may have to turn your volume down just a little bit.
How about now?
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a little better.
Okay.
Is it echoing?
No, it's not echoing now. Yeah,
Okay.
I think Tom.
There's a lady here. Well, she got fired. She used to work at the dump, and then she'd pull all this stuff out of the dump, and she had set up this garage in her driveway was a perpetual rummage sale all summer long. Because our tourist season is Memorial Day weekend to Labor Day weekend, and she was running like an antique store right out of her garage.
Really?
She eventually, I think, got in trouble there because technically you're supposed to be you're supposed to be inspected for fire and stuff like that. Because when you start becoming a professional rummage sale, you're almost like running a store out of your garage. But anyway, so.
Oh wow.
Then I heard she got fired from the dump too.
That's interesting.
I'm glad to see Anthony's with us tonight. I figured she'd still be sleeping after she stayed up all night.
Where do the dicker people live? What?
Down the rabbit hole.
Oh, that's up in Maine. I used to like watching that show. It's not on anymore, I don't think. Remember that Down East Dickerin?
No.
Oh, yeah, they were he used to ride around with a rat terrier named Duke. And these crazy people up in Maine. They remind me of northern Wisconsin people, and they just ride around bothering people, trying to buy stuff off of them. Anyway, yeah. It reminds me of a lot of people I've seen.
Yes,
I take it y'all really not. I mean, yard selling is not really what y'all would like to be your business model.
Well, I think if maybe if you're in an area where you have a congestion of yard sales, I could see where it would work. I would prefer, if I'm going to drive around all day, I would much rather find a good auction and sit in one spot and just buy stuff at an auction all day. That's me.
Yeah.
That's what I would prefer to do. Now, if I'm driving by a rummage sale, am I going to say I never stop in? Well, absolutely not, because I'll stop in and check it out. You never know, because you never know what you're going to find. It's the same as when I go to Walmart. the Goodwill's right next to Walmart. I always walk around the Goodwill because, again, you just never know what you're going to find. Now, I'm not going to say, oh, I like to do all my sourcing at Goodwill, but I do check them out because there might sometimes something slips through the cracks. You never know. And that's kind of how I look at garage sales too.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, where I'm at, people are very savvy though. That I will say 80% of these people that run garage sales up here, I mean, they are resellers. They sell at the flea market. They sell online. They sell wherever. And you're never gonna. It's rare where you find like some really good piece of gold, or you can flip it on online.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it can't happen, but where I live right now, it's not a great market for yard sales.
Yeah. Ours is the same way here.
Yeah, but we do a lot of drive-bys, because we don't have a lot of auctions around here.
Yeah.
You kind of drive by it first, and then see what they got hanging out. And
Yeah, it's not that kind of drive-by, Tom.
Yeah, that's what I was laughing about. It's like, okay, you can't even place it up.
Regular dollar bills. No.
Just, check it out. And if it's not worth the time, we just keep on going.
Because if it's 90% closed, I'm not stopping.
Yeah.
I mean, because a lot of ours are set up so far up, you can see. Now, sometimes we will stop just because you can't see everything. But either they have way too little or it's just nothing but closed and you can tell. When we do like the neighborhood yard sales. But I'm like you, Tara, if we had auctions here, that's where I would go. I mean, I would stay at an auction house. That way I'm in one place. We've tried a few auctions here. They're too pricey. Yeah. But, so ours is, we had our summer times or our yard sales, and then we've been doing the storage lockers, but that's just getting way too much. Yeah, I know, right? Instantly.
Yeah, I will say with storage lockers, because I've done them, you got to have a pretty good system for processing them down. Otherwise, you can get jam-packed full of stuff pretty quick.
Yeah. You really can. And I mean, and that's why we've kind of had to back off our storage lockers and with doing yard sales is, it's a little bit more controllable. Like with auctions, you can pick what you want. I would rather do that over yard sales.
Well, I use this catch-all word crap for everything. You have a house full of crap to try to sell, blah, blah, blah. When you're dealing with storage lockers, you get a lot of crap. And I'm talking about crap, not sellable crap. It's like, take it to the Goodwill right then.
Yeah. Take it to the dump.
Take it to the burn pile.
Oh my God, we still got 3 bags in the garage we got to take to the trash.
And, it's
okay.
Some of these people that go and buy these, and I only buy the little ones, okay, because I can't process it. I mean, I don't have the room for it.
No, right, Ainsley. Me too.
But these people that go out and they buy 5 and 6, 10 by 20.
Oh my God, no.
Can you imagine? And they take it to flea markets and stuff like that. They don't have like a thrift store or anything like, that type of business. That's a lot of crap to have to deal with.
It is.
I mean, you would really need to start sorting at the door. This goes to Goodwill. This goes to the dump. This is, given away to charity or whatever.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of how we do it anyway.
Yeah, that's kind of how we do it. So you have to. You have to do it right then and get it done and over with. Because, like, we're in the motorcycle one, how many months in? I'm so sick of motorcycle crap. I'm just ready to give it away.
Well, how much have you got listed, Kathy?
Oh, shut up, Tom.
You ask for that
evidently.
Yard sale's the last place for it, so.
I had to go to the yard sale. No, I have a good bit of it listed. We have, I think there's about another section we got to go to the garage and get, or to the storage locker and get. But, I mean, it's moving. It's just, they're slow movers. The helmets are not really going at all, but it is what it is. It's just, you get tired of it. If you don't list it right then and get it done and out of the way, you get tired. You get bored with it.
Right.
And that's why I like the yard sales, like going and sourcing with the yard sales, because it's small quantity. It's easy. You bring it home, you test it, clean it up, picture it, and it's done.
It's done within the weekend.
Yeah.
It's it's I don't know what I mean. I like Retail Rabbit. He's got that big warehouse, and so he can deal with all. He's got a place to put all that stuff. But like y'all and me, and well, Jim and Tara's got a big place. They're going to have another big place to keep all their crap too. So
I would say the key to that is when you get it, when you're unloading the truck, sort it then. Because I've made this mistake where it's like, okay, I'll just pile this stuff over here. And then you have this accumulation. I like to, when I clean it out, it's in the truck, I'm going to sort it right then. I'm going to throw that. If it's something that ain't worth selling, I'm going to get rid of it. I don't want to store it. So I am very diligent now. Where like years ago, I wasn't as diligent on that. I'd be like, well, it might be worth something, but you just never get around to listing or whatever. Now I process it right away. So if it isn't worth, I don't think it's worth me listing, and I look it up, I just get rid of it.
Yeah.
And then you don't get this accumulation of crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes with years, I guess. With the doing this for years, that comes with it, I guess, because we've done the same thing. The stuff that we pick up before, we don't even bother to look at. It's like, we know what we're looking for.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes of course we have questions, but I mean, most of it, you pretty much can tell. Okay, this is going to Goodwill. This is going in the trash. You pretty much can eyeball it now. And I wish we could go straight to a flea market. I mean, that would be kind of cool because I mean, and we have them here. We have them, but they're once a month. It's not enough, and their fees are too high here.
Yeah, it's all brand new stuff. It's not like the
our
flea markets that you're used to.
I'm really thinking about setting up at this Peddler's Mall thing. You don't have to. I forgot what they charge for rent. It isn't really that bad. How much? It's $130 a spot, and then I think they take like 4% of your sale. But I'm like, if I can get rid of bigger stuff in there, and they have really good foot traffic at it. I went to it a couple times. Actually got some cool stuff in there, and it has really good foot traffic. So I'm going to try it as an experiment and see what happens.
That's in Kentucky?
Yeah.
We have a lot of those. We have a lot of those here. And they just seem like the stuff has been there for so long, and they quit coming in and testing it.
I think the key is to have it priced right, and it's not all antiques, because when you go in there, they got showcases where you got people like selling CBD oil and vape stuff, and you have people there's boots, there's like military surplus boots, there's antique boots, there's like boots that you can obviously tell they're doing pallet liquidations and they're selling off pallet stuff in their boots. But I'll say, I mean, I was in there, I wanted to check it out, the stuff's going out the door, and I'll say they have very consistent traffic in it, so I'm going to try it.
Well.
Yeah, if it don't work, I won't do it. But like stuff like, I got some furniture I'm going to sell, but it isn't worth me just dumping it up here. Or I got like, I'm gonna weed the prints out sometime. I'm gonna weed out those prints and stuff like that, and that would be a great place to do that, I think.
Mike says, I know a ton of people that buy units and take them right to the flea market. That is their main source of income, not eBay. Yeah. There's a guy, his name is Storage Auction Pirate or something of that sort.
Yeah, I've watched him, yeah.
And they do some eBay stuff, the stuff that's really got some value to it, but everything else, they take it to the daggum flea market and they burn it up. Get it out of there.
Yep.
But, the yard sale games just seems like, unless you're a buyer, the seller part of it just seems like a whole lot of work.
It is a lot of work. And especially if you're like somewhere where it gets humid and hot and 10,000 freaking degrees, and people are wanting to know if you still have freaking stuff still available, and you're like, hell freaking no, leave me the hell alone.
Yeah, leave me alone. I don't mind running at like yard sale, but I don't like running it at where I live.
Yeah. Now here in July, it's hard to have a yard sale like I said, we do it a day. We start between about 7 and 8. Mm-hmm. We start setting up at 6, 5:30, 6 o'clock.
Gets out of bed.
When Kathy gets out of bed. And, go until the last, and we've been putting stuff up, and people will stop and, hey, you want to look at stuff? Go ahead. Trust me. your money is just as good right now as it was 2 hours ago, and I'll take it. You just have to. It's hard. I mean, it's a lot of work, and yeah, I agree that it sucks when people come up and want to wheel and deal because that's a lot of work. But you know what? I price mine enough. If you can't spend $1 on something, then you don't need to be at my yard sale. And I'll tell you, go somewhere else. I don't care. No, I'll take $1 for it. If you don't want it, bye. See ya.
There's one fella I know. He lives just across the state line in Lancaster County, and he has like a 5-acre lot, and he's got a garage attached to his house, and he has a detached 2-car garage.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have the rule. Hey, Craig, glad you could join us.
Hey,
They
Craig.
don't have the rule down in Lancaster County about the 4 a year yard sales.
Yeah.
And he buys a lot of these pallets, and he's got like a damn store inside of that double garage. And on Saturday mornings, when it's time to open up for business, he just rolls and get the doors up, and he's ready to go. But he has a lot of stuff like pots and pan sets and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he makes some pretty good money. I mean, that's all he does. He's a retired guy, and he says he makes really good money. Because I bought a bin and didn't know it, but in the very back of it was all of these. I think they call them pallet jack or pallet rack.
Yeah,
those stuff.
Yeah.
And he wanted to, and I threw him on Craigslist, make me an offer and need to get out of this unit. And he bought them from me. And then I went down there and checked. He came up and got them. And I went down there and looked at his establishment. But that's all he does. And like I said, he's got shelves along the outside walls and a couple down the middle of each bay. And I've ridden by there on a Saturday, and there must be 40 cars in his driveway.
Wow.
But he's not dealing with any junk, not junk. He's not dealing with any kind of merchandise from people's houses, and it's pretty much all pallet stuff.
Yeah, that's a little bit easier too, when you do it kind of like that way, because you're able to set it up and it's new stuff or return stuff. I mean, trying to sell somebody else's stuff and used stuff is not easy.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you have to keep a lot of it, but.
And I think we accumulate too much stuff, especially when you're buying the units and you kind of get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And because
Justin was saying they have people come back a month later, to buy stuff if they still have it. We do the same thing. We have repeat buyers that come to our yard sales. So.
Wow.
And that's always a good thing, and I mean, they come back every freaking yard sale because we never have the same stuff. So,
yeah.
It's all that stuff you get in Alabama. They won't.
You what now?
It's all that stuff from Alabama. They want the good stuff.
Oh no,
that's why that's where the yard sale comes from Alabama.
How about you, Craig? How do you work your when you go out shopping at flea markets? I mean, not flea markets, yard sales. How do you go about doing your purchasing?
Route-wise, I try and use Yard Sale Treasure Map to see what's out there. It just depends. There, like you were talking about earlier, the one that guy just rolls his window, garage door open. It's like a store. We've got several people like that around here. There's a family that lives about 10 minutes away from here that sells coupon stuff, like I think I may have been talking about it earlier. The dish soap and all the stuff you can get, couponing. Excuse me. It just depends. Wow, I'm choking on something. Sorry. But really hadn't hit full swing in our area. We've had a good number of sales, just not like it is in the middle of the summer yet.
Right. Now, do you do any yard sales yourself?
Oh no! If you were talking about Hold on. Oh, golly, excuse me. Hold on.
That
Wow,
pollen going around. It's getting bad.
Yeah.
My silver cars are actually silver now. For a while, they all had a greenish tinge to them.
No, I have not done a yard sale probably in 15 years. If I have stuff I want to get rid of like that, I'm probably going to donate it and just take the write-off. But everybody's different, you know. Just because I do it that way doesn't mean everybody else should, or vice versa, you know.
Yeah, I just don't like people cross. If I could do it off of where I live, then they don't bother me. I just don't like doing it where I live.
Especially after they've done a good deal, and these little old ladies are so appreciative for Tara for giving them these good
Then they
deals.
start looking at stuff that's my personal collection. You know, it's from the captain's cupboard, and then they're bothering me about it, and then I get all cranky.
They want to give her a hug to say thank you.
No, they mostly want to get my good stuff that I have no interest in selling to them.
You're not going to sell that. You're not going to sell your artwork, are you?
I'm going to thin it. I have to thin it out, but I'm going to. But after I get done painting in the house, or I can make like decisions and stuff like that. So.
It broke my box truck.
Shut up!
I drove. It was real windy, but I mean, I had so many prints stacked across the box truck, it actually pushed the sides of the box out. I had to repair it. I
only got like, I maybe have like 100. I have maybe 100 of various sizes.
Have you ever seen those pictures of that little blue barn that's on the property? I mean, it's a little barn. It's not a big barn, right. But I mean, the whole upper floor is completely prints. Entire upstairs. I'm afraid for the weight on the floor.
Shut up.
Oh, Lord.
Well, Tara, you need to
do. A few paintings I was actually going to send you pictures of and probably send them to you.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to. It has to be. I'm trying to refrain, and it has to be something so unique. I would never, ever, ever see it again. But I'm trying not. I don't even like really look at prints. I mean, it has to be something very unusual for me to even look at.
Horses or frontal nudity?
And I'm not the one who collects frontal nudity, but FYI.
It's horses. It's not frontal nudity. It's horses.
Yeah. As Obama writing it.
Well,
no, it does not.
When you start decorating your house, when you start decorating your new house, you need to start doing them like they do, like in Buckingham Palace, where the walls are nothing but portraits.
I got this staircase that goes upstairs. It like goes up the steps. There's a little landing. You go up a couple more steps, and then you're at the top. But I want to do the whole like wall, just like in prints and stuff like that. I'm not kidding you. That's what I want to do.
Is that where you want to put Uncle George at, or whatever his name is? And Jim chickened out, wouldn't put it because you'd have to look at him every time he went down the stairs.
I told him to hang him up there in that stairway, and then he's like, "No, it creeps me out when I'm here by myself," so he wouldn't put him in.
I will when there's other people sleeping in the house, but I'm not sleeping alone with that creepy guy on the wall.
Ansley. No.
Ansley. Tara says it's Jim.
I had no idea.
It just sounds like Tara.
No, I do not collect frontal. No, that's Jim. Yeah, if we're in an auction and there's like a picture of an art piece of like a naked lady, he always buys them.
I like those old time saloon paintings. That's anything like that.
That's cool.
It's hard to resist.
Yeah, that's what Marcel says too.
Hard to resist. Yeah.
Whatever.
It's a kind of a trap. It starts with a B, but I can't think of the name of it, but some kind of trap. The word escapes me.
Jim, do you remember the movie with Richard Pryor called The Toy?
Yeah.
You know, Jack Gleason had that picture of his wife.
Oh, yeah.
And you push the button, and this stripper music would start playing, and like part of the painting would slide back, so she was there naked, and then when it quit playing, it would slide back down, so she had her clothes on.
Yeah.
But I keep telling you, Tara, you need to just get your building and put that collection in it, and
I want to build that building where I want to put like the pinball machines and the jukeboxes and stuff like that. And then I will hang up stuff on the walls there that I can't bring myself to. I'm not getting rid of all of it. I'm not forced to get rid of it, but I probably might thin it out a little bit.
Just so people will know, Tara's looking for like a 3-foot tall concrete chicken. With their collection.
Oh, I probably can find one. They have one here down the
they do.
street.
Yeah.
3 foot, a rooster chicken. What like perfect? Like what kind?
Concrete.
It's a chicken, ain't it?
Well, chicken, but like a metal like design or concrete. What kind?
Oh yeah, they got those metal Tractor Supply ones. I want to get one of those.
Okay, I gotta find it.
There's a big concrete place in Indiana that has a huge concrete chicken at it. Maybe one day I'll pull in there and see how much it is. It's right off the highway when I'm driving through Indiana.
There's one going to Corinth, Mississippi that I will go to and find a freaking chicken or a rooster or whatever. I will send you pictures, and if I can find it, I will drive it to you myself.
Okay, well, yeah, well, good luck with that. They're heavy when they're real big.
Yeah, don't
I'll
use
find somebody to drive it to you then.
Don't use the Prius.
There's plenty of tractors in Mississippi. She'll get it
That's
figured out.
right.
It might take 3 months to get there, but we'll get there.
I know. When we go down to Orlando, there's this place that sells concrete down there. So this is me and Jim's treat to ourselves. We buy concrete statues there and bring them home because we're talking about going to Florida here. And I go, I think we should just take the dually truck because I really want to go to the concrete place in case we bring a piece of concrete home. I can just put it in the back of the dually then to bring it back home.
Yeah, there's one that's about 30 minutes from us, and they have concrete, they have the iron, they have all of them.
Ooh.
Yeah, and Is it
in Tennessee? Is it in Tennessee?
Mississippi. No, it's in Mississippi.
Oh, it's in Mississippi because you're close to Tennessee. I know you're by Memphis.
Yeah, but it's over like going to Tupelo in Corinth. It's going more towards this.
Like 45 minutes.
It's about 45 minutes from here. I can go by there and take a picture of them. They have a whole bunch of them. They're huge. And every time we drive by, they're going to go get Alabama storage lockers because we can come into Alabama. I always think about y'all.
Concrete stack. Jim asked me a couple weeks ago. I had one of those concrete deer families. He's like, "Are we going to take those concrete deer families with us?" I'm like, "What kind of question is that?"
Well, I just know we should move them.
Of course, we're going to take them with us.
Of course. And
part of my
not saying that
family.
word again.
Of course, we're taking those with us. I know exactly where I'm going to put them. Anyway, we deferred to something that isn't yard sailing. Sorry, Tom.
After I found out that Tara is a collector of fine concrete art, every time I go by, every time I'm driving somewhere and I see, like these concrete places, it's got all the statuary and stuff out front. I'm always slowing down to see if they have horses or chickens or.
Yeah, I love it. I could have my whole yard could be all concrete animals and I'd be happy.
Go.
Well, that would be good because Brandon could charge $5 admission and give a tour of the James and Tara Carey collection.
I got this. We took this. I had this concrete eagle. We took it. It's in Kentucky.
Oh my
it's
God.
Big. It almost killed me and Jim. And Jim's like, that concrete eagle was so heavy. He goes, I could tell it was in the box truck with the weight of it on one side of the box truck. I'm like 5'2", so his wings are up in the air. He's real majestic looking. He's got to be 4 foot tall at the tip. 4 foot tall at the tip of the wings. But he is heavy. He almost killed us anyway.
And the wingspan got to be 6 feet.
Yeah, it is huge.
What do we see today? What was it? What did y'all say? A fifth wheel? What's the other thing?
Gooseneck?
Gooseneck. I saw a gooseneck there, and I was like, that's a gooseneck. Yeah, it's like I'm driving down the road learning all kinds of new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I listen.
Craig, is Kathy and Marcel coming over into your territory buying stuff?
Oh, we're always in his territory.
They're fine.
Oh, trust me.
You're
Greg,
at the other end.
In a couple years, we will be closer to you. So we may just have to do a meetup one time.
Sure.
Isn't that where all the good stuff is in Alabama?
That's what they say.
Everybody's relocating there.
We get a lot of really good stuff in Nashville, too, though.
Craig is at the other end of Alabama from y'all.
I'm in Central Alabama.
Central Alabama.
Y'all are in North Mississippi, right, Kathy?
Yeah. Aren't you close more to like Mobile and all that?
No, Mobile is south.
Okay,
Scott
so you're
and
in the middle, aren't you?
I'm in Birmingham.
I don't know where you live at. I ain't stalking you. Not yet.
Exactly. I'm in Central. Mobile is south. Scott is in Huntsville, which is north.
I know where Mobile is. I just thought that's where you were at.
No.
Where I used to live.
Marcel said before Kathy buys any daggone chicken, concrete roosters or chickens, she needs to get all that damn motorcycle stuff.
Right.
Whatever. He better get to helping. That's about the closest it's gonna get.
You just need to have a daggone yard sale with nothing but motorcycle stuff.
Oh, trust me, I'm doing a painting and music equipment one, and that's what we're putting out there is paint, because we'll switch it up each time we do it.
Right.
So that way we have different people, but also the same people come by, but they see different stuff.
I'll tell you about the idea.
Okay, you tell them about the idea later. Here.
While I'm thinking about it, how about y'all say how y'all doing in the chat? And if by any chance anybody is not subscribed to any of these fine people, please subscribe to them, because they all have great stuff on their channels.
At least most of us. I don't know about me.
I said all of these fine fellas.
Sketchy.
Sorry. You can't trust anybody in Alabama, right?
That's right.
Hey, I like Alabama. Hush.
Great.
It seems the place to be if you're going to be a reseller.
Yeah.
Because everybody keeps moving down there.
Everybody wants to go there.
Yeah.
It's mostly North Alabama. You gotta be up there in that space country.
Well, I've heard that yard selling and estate sales up there is better than thrift stores.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've heard Dusty say that.
Yeah, I do a lot of thrifting down here, but Birmingham has got. I can drive. Make about a 30-minute circle around the city of Birmingham, and there's about 15 thrift stores that are pretty good quality.
Yeah, yeah. I've heard like Dusty say the Goodwills up in Huntsville are really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think the Goodwills in Charlotte are very good. It just seems like all they have is clothes. And I'm going to do a video just looking so y'all can see the shelves. The shelves just look awful bare.
Yeah, the one in
all
Kentucky is like
junky
that
stuff.
too. The one in Kentucky I thought was like that too, where we have more hard goods at our Goodwill, but the one in Kentucky didn't have as much. Kentucky's prices are cheaper than mine prices up here, but I don't know. Again, the Goodwill's right by the Walmart, so if I go to Walmart, I'll just peruse it because, like I say, you just never know.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you have to. I mean, just kind of do a walkthrough, just to see, because, like you said, some things do slip by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've noticed, because we've gone to, we call it Starvation Army. Sorry if I couldn't say it. It's Salvation Army. But it's not like my, Walmart and Target, but they've actually changed their prices to where stuff is going out the door. They're not trying to compete with eBay and Amazon and everybody else. They're actually seeing, look, we need to sell this stuff. We have people coming here and buying this stuff. Let's stop trying to make the biggest profit ever. Now they don't.
Unlike Goodwill, Salvation Army.
You almost did it, didn't you?
Yeah, Salvation Army. They're in the business of helping people. People that are down and out, and they need the cash.
Yes.
Yes.
Goodwill's mission is not helping
make money.
People. It's to teach people a skill so they can go out and get a job. I mean, that's what they're all about. Because people say, you shouldn't be buying stuff from Goodwill because poor people, it's for poor people. No, it's not. It's for anybody that will walk through the door and buy whatever they got.
Yeah, our Goodwill, if you were really somebody that was having a hard time financially, I mean, Goodwill, our jeans start at $9.99 a pair, and that's for rustlers. If it's anything like a Levi's jean, they got them priced at $12.99, $14.99, and then if you're better jeans, they're $20, $24 for used jeans. I mean, really, they're really expensive. And like shirts up here. Like let's say it was just a really crappy shirt. The cheapest you can buy one is $4.99.
Yeah, that's
And
kinda
then like if it's an Under Armour shirt, I'll just use Under Armour as an example. They're
about 10.
15 to $20 for a used Under Armour shirt.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Um,
My Goodwill's a little crazy on clothing.
I don't know whether Valerie, I don't know whether Kansas Valerie's still in the group. She was at chat. She was in there earlier. She does a lot of clothes.
Yeah, she's got a really pretty good like church or community thrift store. That's close to her. I think
Yeah.
she does a lot. She does a lot of.
Mike was saying in the chat, he says, does anyone here do primarily clothes? They might have an entirely different view of things.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I do. I mean, if it's something that's worth me messing with, yeah, I've picked stuff
She's
up.
here.
I hate to leave money on the rack, but I mean, it better be something that's, you know, $15 or up. And I don't do a lot of clothes.
I don't do clothes no more. I
mean, I just don't do. I don't do women's clothing. I don't do anything where I am like saying, "Oh, that's cute. Oh, I think that will sell." I don't like to. I like to say, "Oh, this brand I know sells." You know what I mean? Like if I see a Patagonia shirt for $1, well, I know I usually get $20 for them, so I just grab it and throw it on. I don't like to use like dresses or any of that stuff. I don't like messing with it.
Kansas Valerie's here, Tom.
Yeah, I see her. Kansas Valerie, why don't you come in here and talk about your clothing, that you like clothes.
It could
God,
be.
does she like clothes. She's got, what, 2 storage buildings across the street with clothes, nothing but clothes?
It's hard to stay away from it. There's just so much of it out there.
Yeah.
No, I can say I like staying away from it.
What's the
Well,
point?
if you're doing storage units, you're probably coming home with just loads of it, though.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Scan through it. If I go through, I'll scan through, but I'm not going to waste a lot of time there.
I don't. No. What were you saying?
I get a lot of, where I'm at up here, I get a lot of snowmobile clothing.
I like scanning
So
books.
I always bring that stuff home. I mean, especially if it's branded snowmobile clothing like Arctic Cats, Skidoo. Polaris is a little weaker, Yamaha. I'll always bring it home if it's priced right because it sells good.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have too much of a need for snowmobile.
Yeah, I don't think y'all don't.
Yeah, we
got
get
that.
motorcycle.
No.
But you got a motorcycle. I bought an Icon leather jacket for Jim like a couple weeks ago, and he found a different leather jacket he liked better, and I paid $10 for it, and I sold it for $90 plus shipping. I mean, I still pick them up. I mean, it's hanging there. Why wouldn't I take it?
Oh, yeah.
I got that Marlon Brando style one. They wore
That I was gonna sell. Yeah, I bought it to resell, and he took it on me.
I'm the
One
wild
you wore
one.
in the video, I think.
Huh?
Is that the one you wore in the video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
It looks good on you,
Icon one was
Jim.
cool, but it
It
wasn't
looks
that
good
cool.
on you.
Yeah, I like that. Well, the Icon one, I liked it better, but he likes this style better.
You know, I'm getting ready to take my stuff off of my Poshmark because I've sold more, just about all the stuff off of Poshmark on eBay.
Really?
Poshmark is frustrating to me. I've spent a lot of time sharing and friending and following last handful of days, and they've done nothing.
I've never tried it.
But I've only got like 14 or 15 items listed up there.
Well, that's like me too. But, you know, out of all the bazillion items that's on eBay, I've sold 3-4 things this week that are clothing items. And
We don't do Poshmark, but we do Bonanza and we do Trugether just because they're free and they just automatically pull your listings out of your eBay. But I'm going to tell you something weird. Ever since eBay changed that thing where all the listings are good till canceled, that eBay or that Bonanza and Trugether, they were slow, but I mean now they're glacial. I mean they're done. We're not popping anything off of there. I don't know. I wonder. It makes me wonder if that change in the going from 30 days to good till canceled. I wonder if that had some kind of effect on those listings.
I don't know.
do y'all do
Just
many
coincidence.
auctions?
I don't know.
Do any of y'all do a lot of auctions?
Sourcing or selling, you mean? Which one?
Selling. Sorry.
On eBay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I run if it's a unique item, I always run it at a 5-day auction. I don't put just a buy it now number on it.
Unless it's new and it's easy to find comps, then we do it. Then we do buy it now.
Like all this Shopko stuff I got, yeah, I put all that. That's all buy it now. I'm not gonna run that kind of generic stuff or at auction. But if it's something that's unique, I run it at an auction first.
So are you going to go back down to the other Shopko this weekend?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna make sure they're closing this weekend before I go. I learned something there. Oh, wow.
If anybody in the audience is in
Yeah,
the chat,
don't tell everybody about it, Tom.
Yeah, it's in Huntsville, Arkansas. Or no, Alabama. Huntsville, Alabama. Yeah, that's it.
There's a lot of them out further west
Huntsville,
than
New
that.
Mexico.
It's gonna be a real long drive, but we're gonna hook up with some people and meet some people down there and go check out the Shopko.
Yeah, they're having this big store closing. You need to check it out down there.
I've been popping that stuff every day. Like I sold some more of it today. I mean, it does go. I don't know. I mean, I can't really complain. I mean, some of it is cheaper stuff, but I got rid of all the more expensive stuff like the Rogaine and the formula and stuff like that.
Did you make good money off of the Rogaine?
Yeah, I mean, well, I paid what I paid $35, and I've sold like I don't know. I think I was at 200, so I might be at like 2.25 now. Yeah, I mean, the Rogaine I think was selling for like $25 or $29 a thing.
Well, that's good. You just made all kinds of money off of that little.
Yeah, I mean, I just sold some Monistat about an hour ago. Some other it's just a lot of that kind. These new CDs, I've sold like 4 or 5 of them already.
Hey, Valerie.
Here, I just sold some Monistat about an hour ago.
All right, and we know you are a professional at this, lady.
A lot of that. 4 or 5 of them already.
You're not allowed to come in here and act like all amateur now.
Well, I'm glad y'all did good on that, and I'm glad that y'all were able to get all the stuff that you got because you reminded Jim to just fill a basket and not stand there and look through everything.
Oh yeah, there was somebody scanning. I'm not kidding you. Okay, when they're making announcements, $20 a cartload, you just don't scan no more. You just start sweeping because if it ain't gonna sell, don't worry about it. Just throw it away at that point. Yeah, you're not gonna stand there and scan it.
How many carts you can get?
Yeah, and there was like no limit. You could have 20 carts if you wanted to. There wasn't that much merchandise left at that time.
But there was people with 3 carts.
Yeah.
And they didn't care.
Yeah.
Just back the truck up and fill it up.
Yeah.
So back to yard sales and hello, Valerie.
Hello.
I know.
Valerie, do you do any yard sales? Do you have any yard sales yourself?
No. I think in the 10 years that I've been here, I've probably had 2 yard sales. It's not, we live right on a highway, but
right.
It's really not, it's not a busy town.
Right.
And yeah, there's not much action going on. So it's more trouble than what it's worth. Let's just put it that way.
Now, do you shop? Do you shop at yard sales?
Of course, that's where all the clothes are.
That's where you get your biggest margins, in my opinion.
Yeah, in a sense. I mean, depending on where
But you also do the bins a lot, don't you?
I do the bins. I don't do them a whole lot. Usually when I'm traveling, I do some bins, but mainly it's thrift stores. I have a really good local thrift store that has some really good stuff. I'm getting a lot more pickier about what the things that I get. Still have the bread and butter items, but You know, I'm looking for more higher end items, like the anthropology and, you know, which I know a lot of that is saturated also. But it's good. Yeah, I love doing it. Me personally, when I first started this, I didn't think I would do clothing. I figured myself more of a hard goods, maybe shoes, but not so much clothing. But I actually really like it.
That's cool.
So and it's a never ending supply.
Right.
You know, sometimes you gotta work to source it, but usually you can find it. It doesn't take it's not that hard to find.
And it's something that everybody needs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That they can go without.
I mean, there's
Unless
people
they
there's people that are looking for this stuff that I'm sourcing, and they're picking it up. So yeah.
Hey, Nikki.
Nikki.
Oh wow, Nikki even made it.
Yeah, I don't know whether she's trying to let us read her shirt or whether she's proud of her boobs.
Proud of my what?
Both.
I said I can't tell whether you want us to read your shirt or whether you're proud of your boobs.
Way back when I first started selling on eBay, I really never thought about clothing that much. And I told y'all we just kind of run across like, oh wow, people do YouTube videos about selling on eBay. And this is like 5 years ago or 6 years ago. And you see like the old reseller meet and greet and stuff like that. And they'd be like, oh yeah, we pick up these Pendleton wool shirts. They sell really good. And I'm like, wow, Jim, we got a lot of them here. I'm living in northern Wisconsin. All these old guys have Pendleton wool shirts. So that's what kind of got me. I was like, well, geez, I'll take those too. Because they'd be like saying, oh yeah, we get like 40, 50 bucks for them or whatever. Which that market's softer than what it used to be. But that's how I got into it. I was like, really? People buy clothing? I mean, honestly, I didn't even think about it. And I just picked it up off of YouTube videos.
On top.
We're gonna cook on top.
Yeah.
It's you know, I knew they used to, like, I had a secretary one time that she had a little a baby, and she bought a lot of like Oshkosh and things like that off of eBay. And then she'd because babies grow out of stuff so fast, and she'd have them for about a month or two, and then she'd turn around and sell them again.
Yeah. My daughter does that with the twins and Madeline. I mean, because she can't keep clothes on them, because they're growing so fast. So yeah, she does that.
I remember it's been years ago because my niece is grown now. My sister-in-law spent like $35 for a little pair of Reeboks back when Reeboks was the shoe of choice.
Mm-hmm.
Little tiny things, $35. And I was like, damn, girl, I don't even spend $35 on me a pair of shoes. I'll wait till Walmart has them buy one, get one free. And now since I bought storage lockers, I wear Nikes now because, by God, there's at least 10 pair in every one that I've bought.
Wow.
My boys have them. I've sold a bunch of pairs. I mean,
I haven't found any Nikes in.
Yeah, we never find any.
And I'm always worried about them being knockoffs.
Yeah, that's how we are too.
But I think I told you I sold a pair of Nikes that the guy said they were fake, and I said, well, just send them back to me. Well, he was wanting a partial refund, and I said, no, just send them back to me. If they're knockoffs, I want to destroy them because I don't want to be selling fake clothes. I told him to open up a return, and he never did.
Yeah, he was fishing for getting some money back. Sounds like.
Yeah. So anyway, it's but I mean, I know there's people around in this area that have a very lucrative business with yard sales, and So I know it can be done. It's probably just about all about the kind of stuff that you have. I mean, you know, you like in the area I was talking about a while ago, where it's the high rent district, the high expensive homes. You know, mothers were over there. You know, they were really covering up the houses that had lots of baby clothes because they knew they were going to be high end baby clothes, or you know, really high branded baby clothes. But
well, I do not sell children's clothes. I do not sell baby clothes. I sell adult clothes. I sell men's and women's, and also I don't only sell clothing. I know a lot of people are under the impression that that's the only thing that I sell, but I sell hard goods. I sell anything. So yeah, just wanted to put that out there.
I knew you sell some electronics too.
I sell electronics. I sell games. I sell
You
knickknacks.
sell
I
everything.
sell tools. I sell
Yep.
shoes, jewelry,
Everything. Yeah.
I mean, you know, the list goes on. You
Mhm.
know, if I come into something that's a good deal and I think I can sell it, you know, I don't really, I would say the only thing that I probably wouldn't do or be apprehensive would be like farm equipment type stuff, the stuff that Nikki and Tara love, because I wouldn't know what it was, you know,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't know anything about it. And that would be, you know, one place that I would probably be a little apprehensive, but yeah.
Well, you know, like the used tool market, I never thought that would be as big a thing as
The
it is.
antique tool market is good.
Yeah.
Like if you end up going to like somebody that had just antique tools or like old farm setting with antique tools, I mean, there can be really good money in that stuff.
I sold I think I might have told you the story before. I sold a soldering iron. I mean, an old one, where the cord on it was like fabric covered, woven covering on it. Big, heavy thing. And this guy texted me or messaged me, and he said, "Does it work?" And I said, "In the description it says not tested." And he said, "Like, well, I'd like it if it works."
Well.
And so I plugged it in just to see if it would heat up, and it did heat up. But I was scared it was either going to electrocute me or set the house on fire.
Yeah.
But he paid for it, and I shipped it out priority, and he was just happy as I'll get out with it.
Oh my God, I tried to get a boat today, Tom.
Did you?
I missed out. Yeah, somebody put it on Facebook Marketplace for free. Like boat. The boat was junk, but it had a 50 horse Evinrude or 40, or was it a 40? It might have been a 40 horse Evinrude hanging on the back of it, complete Evinrude, not taken apart or nothing. It looked like it was probably about, let's say, a 77, 78, something like that. Yeah, for free. I'm like, oh man, but of course it was already up for like an hour, so of course you had like probably 50 people on that boat.
Did it have a trailer under it?
Yeah, a trailer, had an old junky open bow, like tri-hull Forster boat, probably like a, I don't know, 15.9 one or something, with this 40 horse Evinrude on it, controls on it. You know, I'm like, oh God. And I don't even want to mess with the boat right now, but I can't pass that up because I just sold that other lower unit 2 days ago. That's $275 for the lower unit before you take anything else off of it.
Jeez.
That would have been a good deal for you.
Yeah.
You can't get any cheaper than free.
No, not really. I messaged him anyway, but it was gone.
That would have been such a deal for you. Jim would have been going, "Oh my God, where did this thing come from?"
No, we came in the house because we were outside. And I'm like, I'm like, Jim, I shouldn't even tell you this, but here, look at this. It's free and it's got this Evinrude on it. He's like, oh man. Because yeah, we should try to get it, but it was already gone. Because I mean, we just knocked. I mean, those lower units, they just sell really good. I mean, that's hard to pass that up.
It just seems like people should be going up north in the winter, like up in where you live at now, and just start buying up all these cheap boats and stuff like that. Because you say that nobody wants to deal with them during the winter. They don't have a place to, or they got to store them out of the weather. Because those daggum little boat covers that you can buy at Walmart are not going to last up there where y'all are getting on the
Well, the problem is, even a fiberglass boat, you should have it in a garage or a shed because it deteriorates from weather and moisture and stuff like that. Even with the cover on them, they deteriorate so much, and that's what happens. You get these boats; they'll sit outside for 3, 4, 5 years. They'll look like junk, and then people just want to get them out of the yard. Oh man, I wish I'd have gotten it, honestly.
And even in the rare occasion that we get sun, that damages the boats too, sitting in the sun. But yeah, up here you buy your boat in the wintertime and your snowblower in the summertime.
I believe it was. I'm pretty sure it was. What's his name in Florida? Chad. He was talking about going to yard sales down in Florida, and would have snow blowers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think Todd said that in Texas. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Todd did
the
too.
snowbirds all brought them with them and realized they didn't need them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's pretty good. It's I guess you got a good deal on them. But like I said, around here, people boat around where I live at, and probably where Craig lives at too, and Kathy lives at. They probably boat all year round.
Yep.
And our guys boat, fish. I've seen people in wetsuits out on the lake skiing.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's kind of difficult for up there from where you're at, where it's 32 below zero.
Well, you don't thaw out for 9 months.
Ice fishing up there.
I would not even imagine what it would do to an engine. You crank up an engine in that kind of weather.
I remember one time we went tubing behind the boat in October up here, and it was only like 35, 40 degrees outside. But boy, let me tell you, when you were in that lake, it was nice and warm. Not Lake Superior, because Lake Superior is ice cold. We were on a small inland lake, but oh man, it was warm. But you wanted to stay. My brother put out the ladder for the boat for me to get in after I fell off the tube, and then I was soaking wet then. And I'm like, nope, I'll swim back to shore, thanks. I wanted to stay in that water as long as possible.
A buddy of mine went scuba diving either on Superior or Erie, one of those two lakes, in August, and he said the water was really clear. He said, but it was so cold, and his dive master that was leading the group said, "Brother, it's like this all year round. It never gets warm."
Lake Superior is the cleanest of the freshwater lakes. And it only changes about 20 degrees between summer and winter. You'll go out there right now and get hypothermia.
Jeez.
So y'all.
I would go there and get hypothermia just driving through.
Not the temperature of the lakes is not your tip, but the tip of the day that you heard it here is if you run across free or very cheap boat motors or boats. See what the breakup value is. Because, really, you probably could have a pretty lucrative business just buying and.
I don't know why. I was talking with Jim about it today. Like, we have a lot of marinas up here and stuff, that do like maintenance on boats, and they might do snowmobiles in the winter. I'm like, when the season's down in like the middle of winter or January, February, I don't know why they don't take like those older motors, you can pick them up all over the place. You could have your shop in there parting them out and shipping them out, but or whatever. I mean, I guess I'm glad they don't.
Well, Jim has about 5 extra hours a day that he uses by sleeping. Finding some boats to take apart.
We have a lot though we have to do. We have a lot.
It's because they want to buy all them new parts because markup on parts is like 100%. So them small marine places and stuff, they want to sell people the brand new parts because the markup's so high.
There's a boy up the street. I say boy. He's in his late 20s. When you get as old as I am, everybody starts looking like boys and girls. He has been buying, because of our restrictions and our zoning, he buys old cars and he backs them up in the drive, puts them in his father's garage, and he sells parts off of them until he can't sell anything else off of them. And then a scrap guy comes and gets what's left. And his dad says he makes some pretty good money doing that. Because he sells the sun visors, all that kind of crap off of them.
Oh yeah.
There's money on parts and all kinds of different parts. I mean, not just car parts and tractor parts and boat parts. I mean, all kinds of parts you can sell for. It's just the bigger parts, the tractors and the boats and stuff. And the car parts, you get more money for them. But I mean, even like coffee makers and stuff, there's vacuums, all that stuff sells. I mean, you got to look at model numbers and stuff and make sure that those are wanted. But
what were you saying, Deb?
I was gonna say I'm gonna call it a night because I'm tired. It's almost
because you were up late.
20 after 10 here.
You were up late last night.
Yeah, and I got up early this morning.
You and Ansley. What time did y'all go to bed? About 3?
No. I think it was around 12, something like that. I don't know. Maybe.
Oh no, no. Because you guys are still binging on my phone, and I went to bed. I went to bed after midnight my time, and I'm Central Time.
Yeah, so then it was like 1 or 2, I guess.
The first time you went to bed might have been around midnight.
Yeah, I said I'm going to bed, and then Ansley pulled me back in. Oh.
Yeah. Valerie, throw how y'all doing in the chat in case anybody happens not to be subscribed to your show.
Okay.
And if anybody is new and don't really know, Valerie has a show Monday through Fridays on her channel, and Wednesdays and Sundays she has a listing challenge. Check her out. It's a free. Everything goes on. Everything's talked about, so it's just not reselling. Aches and pains and people going to the hospital and the doctors and hair colors and
the variety show.
We talk about just about
it's a lot of fun.
Anything and everything. Only thing we don't talk about is religion and politics.
Yeah. That's Friday night.
We start bringing that stuff up.
Yeah, go over to
That's
Kathy.
Friday night.
That's Marcel's show on Friday.
Yeah.
There's a segue for you,
throw a
Kathy.
link in there for Marcel's show.
Yep, I've popped him in there too a couple of times. Hang on.
And
yeah, we covered that for Friday night, so we got all our bases covered for the resellers.
Yeah, Friday night Marcel has a show on his channel. Marcel and Kathy have a channel, and they talk about politics. There it is, MFR Productions. It's a lot of fun. It's serious talk, but it's all in good, friendly chatter. That kind of thing. And if you want to watch excitement, just start talking about healthcare and watch Kathy's head explode.
And Hillary supporters and Democrats are wanted.
Welcome.
Oh, welcome.
Well, my mom told me, I asked my mom, and my mom's the most critical person in the whole wide world. And I asked her, I said, okay, how did you like the show? And she goes, you know what? It wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. I was like, so I'm sitting there waiting. Okay. And she goes, no. She goes, I actually thought y'all were going to beat up on people. And it was an actual conversation that y'all actually had sit down and just like talk to people.
Yeah.
You know, and she goes, that was actually interesting. And I mean, she liked everybody on the panel and everybody in the chat, and she thought it was cool. I mean, it was just kind of a release. So, and I've actually had her subscribe to all of y'all's channels too. So I tell y'all got to watch them too. And that we're on, you know, sometimes we're on with everybody, and you know, we have a good time. So.
Well, you know, it's a case where we're not getting paid to pick a side.
Right.
You know, and unfortunately, that's what a lot of these people, you know, their companies, their new broadcasters are making, you know, they're saying we're ultra left or whatever.
Right.
We can just talk like we want to, and you know, because we don't always agree with, you know, everything the R's do or everything the D's do, and that's the way it's supposed to be. You take the good and the bad with everything, but it's a lot of fun. I love it.
Well, we have our morning show where we talk our business. We have our business, and that's what that is. And then we have our night show once a week that we can let go and talk about the rest of the world. You know, and leave everything else behind as far as business wise. And tomorrow, you know, on Sunday morning, everybody's still friends in the reseller world, and that's how it should be. And I like that. That's why I love this community, and that's why I'm happy that this community has embraced it, because I think we need it. I mean, because like you said, you can't mix business and pleasure together, and I think this is a good way to do it. And, you know, and I think I appreciate everybody helping out and being there and, you know, wanting to talk about it. But I like that we have the community where we can have our business in the morning and fun in the afternoon. You know, even with, you know,
Bless you.
Roxy, please, honey. She decides she want to lay down on my keyboard.
You and that cat.
And you notice he sneezes every time she's around, but he says he's not allergic
I
to her.
will sneeze my head off before I get rid of my cat.
I'm just saying, go get an allergy shot.
I'll see you Claritin.
Well, I've owned that too. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming on the show this week. I want to thank everybody for coming in and listening to us. If anytime anybody would like to be on the panel of the show with us, please reach out to me and let me know, because I would be glad to have you on board.
Don't forget, Craig has a channel. Tara and Jim have a channel.
Yes. Craig has his channel, and he has. Do you have a set date that you have your lives, or do you just kind of move it around, or what?
Just whenever. I've done some of them in the early evening, Tuesday and Thursday nights. I've got one with Anita coming up next Tuesday.
So subscribe to his channel and make sure you hit that bell so you can find out when he's going to be live. And Jim and Tara, they have some great videos. They're funny. And all of these guys have some great videos, so y'all be sure and check them out. Nikki, when are you going to start doing Listed or Ditch It again?
I don't know. Soon, hopefully.
Everybody's whining about that. You know, that show's not on anymore.
I know.
And with this
It's been like a year, I think.
it's going to be tough for you.
It hasn't been a year. No, it has not.
Okay, it's been 9 months.
I was fall. I was out there in the fall.
I don't think so. It's been a long time.
It's only been winter time.
Yeah, when you go walking.
I mean, I know the winters are long up here, but they're not a whole year.
I'm gonna look now. You've enticed me to find out.
I think it's only been about 8 months.
I'm gonna guess.
Did she say a month?
No, she said 8 months.
Oh.
Keep them
Uh,
straight.
yeah, I would guess probably 9 months. 9 to 10 months.
It had to be about 9 to 10 months. That's about their thawing time, right?
So it hasn't been a year.
It's damn
Well,
near.
it's close to
Seems like
dang, Nikki.
Hmm?
We're rounding. Okay, we're closer to
she
a
did
year
do a
than we are
clothing
half.
haul for Poshmark 4 months ago.
yeah.
Woohoo!
What did I do 4 months ago?
Sorry,
A
I'm rude.
clothing haul for Poshmark. I forgot you did those.
Yeah.
Oh, the reseller workout was 6 months ago.
Oh my God.
I still haven't come across listed or ditch it.
Oh, damn. We're gonna say goodnight, but y'all might hang on a minute.
Yeah, reseller work. Listed. Last time listed or ditch it was on is 9 months ago. Anyway.
A year.
Okay, the baby is to be born. Let's do this.
Yeah.
So
I
thank
got
y'all
a
for
whole
joining us
list.
tonight. See you next Thursday night.
Hi guys.
Bye,
And
everybody.
thanks for hanging out with us.
Yay.
I guess
Thank
you're
y'all.
tired, so I'll let you go.